Hello everyone, myself Khyati Vyas from JMP English Medium Saraswati Group of Education. Today I am conducting this session for grade 6. We are dealing with subject SS and this is History chapter number 3 from hunters to farmers, and this is my session number 1 for this chapter. So kids, in this chapter we are going to learn about how early men developed himself from hunters and then he developed and became the farmer. How did this change occur? We are going to learn about this in this chapter. So kids, in our earlier chapter we learned regarding Paleolithic and Mesolithic people. Excuse me. So in this chapter we will gather information regarding the Neolithic people. Okay? Right. This chapter we are going to complete within one session only. Clear? Because this is a very small chapter and it is just the highlight of the life of people that developed from the hunters to farmers. So let us begin the chapter now. First, beginning of agriculture. How did agriculture begin? As we have discussed earlier, when men saw that the seeds they threw on the ground, it started growing, right? And then the plants grew and then they got the same kind of fruit whose seed they had thrown. So looking into that, they purposely started growing these seeds, right? So that is how slowly and gradually agriculture started. The people in the Mesolithic period knew where edible plants were found and grew naturally. So those people were already knowing that where those plants are growing which are good for eating or which are eatable means edible. All the things that we can consume is called edible. So they knew where the edible plants were found, and grew naturally. And how did they grow? They came to know about this. Gradually, early humans observed that seeds from the edible plants fell off the stalks and new plants sprouted from them. They also observed that these seeds from the fruit, when they fall in a particular place, small plants started growing out of those seeds. They learned which edible plants grew naturally in which season. Then they also found out that which plant grow naturally and in which season do they grow. All these things they started to know. Therefore, though long observation and with experience, human began producing crops. So slowly and gradually they began to produce crops, means growing crops for their own use. They started to grow them purposely, not accidentally. Accidentally the plants were growing earlier, but later they themselves started growing crops. They started growing crops and cereals such as wheat, barley and rice. These are the crops that they started growing in the beginning. The hunter-gatherers became farmers, and this is how they stopped hunting, or they slowly decreased hunting and they shifted towards farming. Slowly and gradually they started farming of the crops. This is called the beginning of agriculture. This is how the agriculture started. Next, once they started agriculture, now to plow their fields, still now we are using ox, right? In villages you might have seen they use ox to plow the field. So for that they had to domesticate animals. Means they had to train the animals which can help them. Animals were used in different ways by early men for traveling, for plowing fields, right? So there were many different reasons to domesticate animals. So this is the second point that we have to learn, that is domestication of animals. Around the same time, That is, during the time when people started agriculture, humans learned to domesticate animals which were relatively gentle and easy to tame. So they started domesticating only those animals which were easy to handle and were easily tamed. Tamed means trained. There are some animals which you cannot train. Say for example lions and tiger. Yes, they are very difficult because they are wild animals. But those animals who are easy to be trained, they are called animals who can be tamed. Then these animals include, so which animals they started to domesticate? Sheep, goat, cattle, dog and horse. They lived in herds and ate grass. Herds means group. Group of animal is called a herd. So they lived in herds and ate grass. These all animals ate grass. Humans began protecting these animals from wild animals. So now since they were domesticating these animals, they started even to protect them from other wild animals and thus became herders too. And that is why early humans also became herders. Means one who is taking care of the herd is called a herder. This was the beginning of domestication of animals. And this is how domestication began. Now, we learned regarding the tools used by the Paleolithic and Mesolithic men. So here, the new tools were also introduced. Which type of tools? Another development that marked the new age was the well-shaped, polished stone tools that were made around the same time. So here they started well-shaped and polished stone tools. Shapes were being improved and the tools were also polished, means they were more effective. This is known as the Neolithic age, and this is called Neolithic age, where well-shaped and polished tools were used is called the Neolithic age. As per their requirement, humans developed hand axe with wooden handle and digging stick for tilling the soil. So slowly and gradually they started to make hand axe which had a wooden handle. You have seen the axe? Yes? Okay. And then they also made a digging stick which helped them to till the soil. Means remove the soil from the ground or make a hole in the ground. They were quite different from the earlier Paleolithic tools, and that is why historians call it Neolithic age. They were different from the Paleolithic tools. So historians call this as the Neolithic age. Means Neo means new and lithic means stone. New stone. So Neolithic. Now the new type of stone tools were polished to give a sharp edge. They were very nicely polished so that the edge becomes very sharp. However, in some areas, tools of the Paleolithic type continued to be used. But in some places, still Paleolithic tools were used. The Neolithic tools found during the excavation belong to the period of 8000 BCE to 3000 BCE. So whatever Neolithic tools we have found, it signifies the period between 8000 BCE to 3000 BCE. So around that time these tools, Neolithic tools, were used. Towards the end of Neolithic age, around 4000 BCE, people started making use of metals because in 4000 BCE, people started using metals for making tools. Metals such as copper along with some stone tools. Metals like copper was used and some stone tools were still used. This is called Chalcolithic age. This is called Chalcolithic age. Here in Chalcolithic age, metal and stone tools both were used. Chalcolithic age starting off metal tools. And it continued till 2000 BCE. Here they have also shared an information The term Neolithic was first suggested by Sir John Lubbock in his book Prehistoric Times in 1865. The Neolithic age is also known as Neolithic Revolution, as this phase of human progress saw dramatic transformation. This Neolithic age is also known as Neolithic Revolution because in this period there were a lot of transformations, means there were lots of changes in the life of humans. Now, implication of food production. How food production was done. Domestication of plants and animals led to the emergence of village communities based on sedentary life. So since they started domesticating animals and growing food, that is domestication of plants, we can say, because they started growing plants by themselves for their own use. So this led for them to live a settled life. So village communities where small groups of people live together in the same area. So here the village communities started forming and they led a sedentary life. Sedentary means settled life where they don't have to move from one place to another. People also began building mud houses and dug up dwelling pits for living. So they started living mud houses and dwelling pits were also done. Dwelling pits means they dug the pit and then they settled there. So this type of houses were done. This led to the beginning of new ways of agriculture. And this is how slowly and gradually new ways of agriculture was started. In the later part of the Neolithic age, later slowly and gradually in the Neolithic age, some animals such as cow, bull or oxen were thought to be used for agriculture. Slowly they started using these animals for agriculture also. Nowadays also some villages you can see that they use oxen to plow the field. Yes. Agriculture led to the requirement for storing the grains and cereals so that they can be used till the next cultivation season. Once they started agriculture, what happened? The extra grains that they grew, they have to store it so that it can be used till the next cultivation season. Whenever the next cultivation season comes and they grow new grains, but till then the older grains were to be used, so they need to store it. Probably this need for a storing of grains led to the beginning of pottery making in the Neolithic age. And for storing this food, they had to make some vessels. And that is how the pottery making was started. Pottery making means making pots out of clay or mud. Earthen pot, that is mud pot, were also used for cooking foods. Slowly they used this for cooking food as well, the earthen pots, right? Pot made of clay. Gradually, as people did not have to go on search for food, they began taking up other activities such as weaving cotton for clothes. So slowly now they started living a settled life. So they don't have to move from place to place and lot of time was remaining. In a day, lots of time was there for them to do some other activities also. So they started weaving cotton. During the same time, the wheel was also invented, which revolutionized pottery making, spinning and transportation. And during this time only wheel was also invented. And that is why there were lots of changes in the making of pottery, then weaving, spinning and transportation. The way of transportation, spinning, everything slowly and gradually changed because of the invention of wheel. Next, talking about the Neolithic sites in Indian subcontinent. Now it is clear to you what is Neolithic age, what people did. Now let us know that in Indian subcontinent means places in India and around India. Neighboring countries of India and India, together they are called Indian subcontinent. So now, in Indian subcontinent, where are these Neolithic sites found? Okay? So Neolithic settlement have been found particularly in northwest and northeast part of Indian subcontinent. Indian subcontinent, once again I am repeating, it is not only India but India and its neighboring countries together they are called Indian subcontinent, not only India, okay? A few have also been found in South India. So in South India also some of the Neolithic sites are found. Some of these Neolithic settlements include Mehergarh and Kiligur Muhammad in Balochistan, Burzahom and Gafkarla in Kashmir, then Mahagara in Uttar Pradesh, Chiran near Patna in Bihar, Sarutaru in Assam, Daojali and Hading near the Brahmaputra Valley, Halur and Payampalli in Andhra Pradesh. So these are all the Neolithic sites we are talking about. Next, talking about the customs and the practice of the Neolithic age. What customs did they follow? What type of different practices they did? We do not have any direct evidence of the customs and practice of the Neolithic people. But through the study of their tools and pottery, we get an insight into this. We don't have any specific idea about their customs, but looking at their pottery and tools, we can get some idea. Now what ideas do we get? Here they have given you two columns which make the difference between Paleolithic age and Neolithic age. In Paleolithic age, crude and unshaped stone tools were made. But in Neolithic age, well-shaped and polished tools began to be made. In Paleolithic age, people were mostly scavengers, hunters and food gatherers. But in Neolithic age, people domesticated animals and began producing food. In Paleolithic age, people clothed themselves with animal skin and bark of the trees. Whereas in Neolithic age, people weaved clothes and started using wool and cotton to cover themselves. In Paleolithic age, people lived in caves and roamed around from one place to another. Means they did not live a settled life. In Neolithic age, people built mud houses and huts and started living in place for a long period of time to look after the grains that were sown. In Paleolithic age, people did not know how to make pottery, whereas in Neolithic age, pottery making was a significant feature. So this is the chapter. Here we come to the end of the chapter. There is also a case study given regarding some part of the Neolithic age. This case study has to be done by you. Clear? So I hope that you are clear regarding this chapter. In this chapter we learned that how Neolithic men, Neolithic, Neo means new and lithic means stone, new stone age, new stone age. So how did people live in new stone age? How the wheel was invented, how farming started, how they started cooking food, and how did they store their food. Because of one development, other development had to be taken place. They started farming, that is why they started domesticating animals which can help them in farming. Then when they do farming, lots of grains were grown. Now extra grains need to be stored. So for that they thought of a plan and started pottery making. Now this pottery making was done to store the grains. But slowly and gradually they also learned that these pots can be used for cooking as well. So cooking started, right? So this is how one development or one invention gave birth to the other one. There is a connectivity. If you invent one thing, you will get idea for the other thing also, or you will also have a need to develop other idea also. So there is a connection. So this is all that we have to learn in this chapter. Along with this video, I am also sending you a CW work of this chapter and a chapter end worksheet. CW work has to be written in your CW book, and your chapter end worksheet, either you can take the printout of it and mark the correct answers, or you can write your chapter end worksheet in your rough book. While writing in your rough book, chapter end worksheet, it is totally up to you that whether you want to write the questions as well as answers, or you will write direct answer. My suggestion is to write questions as well as answer, because if you are writing direct answers, during exam you will not know what was the question, because only the list of answers you will be having. Questions, you might lose them. Okay? You might not find them again, or you have to search for the question paper, which is a quite time consuming activity. But again I am telling to you, it is not at all compulsory to write the questions. It is totally up to you. You can follow any method you want. But yes, chapter and worksheet need to be solved. That is compulsory. Now the way of solving, whether print out, whether writing question and answer both in your rough book, or whether you write only answers in your rough book, that is your choice. Okay? So let me end this session here, and in my next session we will begin the new chapter. So let me take your leave now, and if you have liked this video, please click on the like icon. Bye.